What's up, y'all? On September the 7th, 1996, Tupac Shakur attended the Mike Tyson fight, Bruce Seldon, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Photos taken from that evening will become some of the final images captured of him alive ever. Millions of fans have studied the events leading up to that night, surrounding what was going on that night. The shooting, the investigation, the hospital stay, and the murder case. But there's one piece to the story that rarely ever gets any attention or ever gets discussed, period. The green basketball jersey. You know, the one that Tupac was wearing the night he was shot with the, the Golden Youth Nation chain, with the, with the chain, bro. You feel me? What happened to it, right? The truth is, nobody has publicly provided an answer. Not theories, not rumors, just what we know so far. Let's go back to that night, the last public appearance. On September 7th, 1996, Tupac attended the heavyweight championship fight between Tupac and Bruce Seldon at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Multiple photographs and video recorders captured Tupac throughout that whole evening. Following that night, Tupac was involved in an altercation inside the MGM Grand involving Orlando Anderson. After leaving the property, Tupac entered into a black BMW sedan driven by Death Row CEO Suge Knight, which his name is Marion Suge Knight, Sugar Bear Knight. At approximately 11:15, I'm not sure if that's the right time or not. This is what they put together. We don't really know the right time. They stopped at the traffic light near the intersection of East Flamingo Road and Cobo Lane, and shots were fired into the vehicle. Tupac was shot multiple times. Suge Knight was also injured. Emergency responders arrived, and Tupac was transported to the University Medical Center. These facts have been well documented through police reports, witness statements, court records, and media coverage through this whole time. Over the past decades, everybody been talking about that, but one thing they keep leaving out is that one thing that nobody talks about. And clothing becomes evidence, Whenever a victim arrives at the hospital, with traumatic injuries, clothing often becomes important evidence. Doctors frequently remove or cut away all the clothing to assess wounds and provide emergency treatment. Law enforcement agencies may photograph those items, investigate, may document it and put it into a file. Forensic teams may examine stains, fiber tears, or projectile paths, right? The clothing wearing during a major crime scene become an important part of the investigation record. In high-profile cases, these items are often preserved because they may contain evidence useful during future investigations or court proceedings. These are standard procedures throughout the United States. So what we know about the jersey is Tupac wore that jersey that night. It was pretty visible in multiple photographs taken before the shooting, right? These images have been published in books, documentaries, magazines, and online archives. Because of these photographs, the jersey itself became associated with one of the most significant moments in history. However, despite the extensive coverage of Tupac's life and death, there's very little publicity or public information regarding the current location of the actual garment, right? No public release police document has identified its whereabouts or where the jersey may have been or where it have went. No major museum has even displayed it like they do the orange shirt, No major auction houses like they always sell Tupac memorabilia. They ain't even post that. They posted the ring, they posted everything else, but they don't want to post that, right? But that does not mean it disappeared, right? It simply means no public source has provided a confirmed answer. The value of historical artifacts. So a lot of items connected to major historical figures often become valuable cultural artifacts. Musicians, athletes, actors, political leaders, and things of that nature. These personal belongings are frequently preserved because they provide a physical connection to important moments in history, right? Throughout these years, Tupac-related items have appeared at auctions, like handwritten lyrics, letters, documents, even panties. Madonna panties, yo, of course, no cap. Jewelry, photographs, personal possessions. Many of these items have sold for a significant amount of money, especially that off-brand card when they got shot in, right? Many of these have sold for, man, millions, thousands, you know, so much money. The jersey worn on September 7th, 1996 will likely be considered one of the most historical, significant items connected to Tupac's final day. Yet, unlike many famous artifacts, its location has never been publicly established. Still waiting. Why people still ask to this day? The question ain't about the money, bro. Physical objects help tell stories. A microphone used during the, during a famous, like a performance, you would love to see that, right? If a microphone was used, somebody got on stage, the last person got on stage and he started rapping with his last performance, you would want that microphone, right? A jersey worn during the championship game, you want that. If Michael Jordan taking the last shot and he pop, you would want that. A guitar used to record a classic song. Let's say, for instance, like a Jimi Hendrix when he was playing the guitar. You would love that. You would love to have that. These items become symbols of larger events. Now, for many fans, the jersey represents the final public chapter in Tupac Shakur's life, right? Because of the significance, questions about the whereabouts continue to always hinder around these arguments. Historians, collectors, and journalism and longtime fans probably want to know where it's been, including myself. Now, it's a little difficult to try to pinpoint where these things at. You have no idea. We have no idea where these things is at. The answer simply remains unknown, at least publicly. Tupac's death, investigators, journalists, authors, and fans of many have continued to examine one of music's most discussed stories. The shooting has been analyzed countless times. There's so many videos out here when they tell you that Tupac Shakur was in the backseat. They'll tell you Tupac Shakur ride on the hood of the car. They call, he's dancing, he's jumping up and down. There's so many conflicted stories. He's alive, he was talking in an emergency room, he was this, he was that. We don't know the story. We don't know, you know? A lot of people were like, I ain't trying to call nobody's name out, so we won't say no names, but a lot of investigation has generated books, documentaries, and court proceedings, right? Yet one small mystery remains unanswered. What happened to the jersey Tupac was wearing on the night of September 7th, 1996? We know that this jersey has been in How Do You Want It music video. We seen that, right? We seen that, and we even seen the Pelly Pelly outfit. We even seen Tupac wear that same shirt, orange shirt, in one of the Montings, like a couple of days before he went to Vegas. He wore that same shirt twice. And you know Tupac never repeated clothes, but for some reason he repeated that outfit twice, just like that green jersey, you know? As of today, there's no public records around appears to provide like a definite answer. We have to just wait till this court proceeding come in August or October or whenever it keep getting pushed back with Keefy D, and then I guess we'd know where it happened to it, right? But right now we have no clue.
It's in a museum.
It's nowhere. We don't know. That's the whole question. I think the police got it. Yeah. And you know, and sometimes the most like history, most interesting mysteries aren't the biggest ones. It just be real simple to explain, but you can't explain this one. This one don't make sense. This one you cannot put your finger on it. It's not possible. Sometimes they hey, it's hitting in plain sight how things go, right? Not this one, bro. Not this one. Hey man, I'm Kashmir Mattick, man. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this documentary, subscribe and join the conversation below. What other forgotten pieces of hip hop history should we investigate next? Hey, put it down below, man, with your thoughts, man. It's your boy out. I'm all about that action life. Michael Jackson. Love.